Hello friends and welcome to the Saitama Stacker channel. My name is Dean, I'll be your host. If you're watching my videos for the first time, please know I only make them for entertainment, education, and for community building around the Saitama token. So please do your own research before you decide whether or not Saitama is right for you and your investment portfolio. Friends, we're gonna take a quick look today at what's going on for Saitama in the last 24 hours. A little bit of downward price action here, down about 6%. That's a bit of a recovery from earlier in the day. But hopefully we're finding what technical analysis folks would call some support, or that we're kind of reaching that bottom level of the price where we as holders are not going to be willing to sell beyond that. And hopefully we're getting ready for a good solid recovery with the launch of SideMask. And we have a little bit of information showing that we're moving the ball forward there. I'll show you some of that. And we'll look at some great advice from one of the community members named Michael Thompson. Let's jump in and take a look at what's going on with fundamentals for Saitama. So in the last 24 hours, we've added 495 holders to bring our total holder count to 316,485. Our market cap is down, but generally speaking, so is the crypto market. So in spite of the fact that we've dropped our market cap some, we actually increased our rank in the top 100 back to 82nd position, basing that on the ranking system that CoinGecko does, and essentially just inserting our market cap into the top 100. Not officially listed yet, but that's not new if you're a member of the community. We're just waiting to check the right boxes to get our official listing. All right, the price of Saitama is 7036. Volume increased a little bit over yesterday at 12,400,000. The burn continues in the mid 56.16 range. The current price and market cap would suggest that it's going to take 145 days to burn 1%. That would be at a rate of about 2.5% per year. And in the last 24 hours, we've burned nearly 3 trillion tokens. So when the burn speedometer looks better and the tokens burned, this is a literal number taken from the burn percentage yesterday to today, and doing a little math there, multiplying it by the original token supply. But if this looks a little better, reflections look a little better. So at the end of the video, I'll show you my reflections. And indeed, they are a little better than they were yesterday. As many of you know, in the Twitter space, I call it the Twitter space, and now they actually have started what they call Twitter spaces or town hall meetings on Twitter. But on the Twitter platform, I've been running a poll for the last 4 days. I've run actually 5 days, but I've run 4 polls trying to get a pulse on what's going on with SideMask. So the one I ran yesterday, there were 200 people who responded, and essentially we had about 23% of the community saying SideMask is working for them. They have it and it's functioning. So this is one of our community members' Twitter feed. Her name is Bree, and Bree always brings the positive vibes. Has fun hair too most of the time. And Bree is running the same Twitter poll that I'm running. And you can see the number of people saying they're in and it's working has bumped up to 30.2%. Her questions are a little bit different, but she's got more than 2 times the respondents I had in mind in 2 hours versus me in a 24-hour period. So she's using her Twitter clout to get a pulse on what's going on. Thank you, Bree, and thanks for letting me steal your work here. But this is moving the ball in a positive direction. So in this Twitter post by Hennock, Hennock is one of the Saitama influencers, spends some time on YouTube and does quite a bit on Twitter. He posted a snippet of a clip from a meet and greet that he had with Terry Briggs and Michael Thompson, this gentleman in the middle. And I'm going to just play it for you.
I am not on the damn team. I am not in the technical department, the tech officer. I am a holder just like everybody else, but I felt I could bring something of value. So it's basically, here's what I feel I have, and here's what I feel could be of value to the whole community.
Yes.
So in that regard, I just went to work, which is, I told you I'm not the smartest dude, but I know how to go to work. So let's go to work. Everybody can do that.
Yes.
That's nothing special or unique. If you have something of value to offer, if you have something that you feel could better the community, offer it, give it. I am not.
Okay. So actually really good advice. And there's been some discussion I've seen out there where sometimes we look at the development team and we think, well, the development team is failing, or the development team needs to do this. The development team should do that. The truth about this project is this is a community project. The developers of their own accord picked up a project that somebody else had started and relinquished, and they decided they were going to try to make something out of that. But they don't really own the project. They don't own the token. It's a community token. So what Michael's saying is exactly what I did back in August. I thought this project had a lot of potential, and I just turned on my computer and started making videos in support of the community. And the community has grown substantially in the last 6 months. Really, I mean, from literally nothing 7 months ago to 315,000 people. So I like Michael's advice, and you don't have to make content, but participating in the Twitter spaces, participating in live streams, tweeting, retweeting things. The more we retweet news from the community, positive news from the community, the more the word gets out, the more the platforms that we're communicating on recognize that these things are trending. And these platforms, whatever's getting the most attention, they actually push to give more attention. So even if you're following me, you're following somebody else on YouTube, liking the videos, posting a comment, those kind of things tell YouTube that people are engaged in whatever it is that we're talking about. And then the algorithm or the YouTube platform basically promotes things that have the most clout because they're getting paid for advertising. So whatever's getting the most watches, the most interest, the platform itself actually helps push it along. So you can do your part too. It's great advice. You can find that in Hennock's Twitter feed. Now, the other thing I thought was interesting, right below this, we have a Gabe sighting. So Gabe is one of the developers that's working on the Wolfcaster games. And he just says, please don't be scared. We're here for you. Nothing wrong with the app. It's just the same people trying to bring us down every time. It's better that it's happening sooner than later. We're only getting stronger. Nothing wrong with the app. Adjusting the server's stability. Hey, I don't know how to verify anything that they're saying, but we do know people have the app and are saying it's working. They're actually posting in this very same post, that screenshots, they're showing their app functioning. So it's coming. Breeze poll shows that, we're improving from yesterday to today. So hopefully here we're getting to the point where we're about to pull through this and get a fully operational app out to the community. That's my hope. Now, what I liken this to, and I've said this in past videos, but I kind of think of this analogy of a bow and arrow. And you take a bow and it has a string on it, and when it's just resting, it really has no energy. But as you start to pull back on the string, it gets tension and tension and tension and tension and tension. At a certain point, you have a bunch of stored energy in the string. And when you release it, it releases all that energy very quickly and all at once. And I think that we might see that here with Saitama once the app launches. Okay, we're well below where we were before the initial launch date. And by initial launch date, I mean January the 8th. We're well below that. People actually expected a major run-up from where we were. So it could be that we get a really nice boost in the price as soon as all these issues are ironed out. And we know that once Saitamask drops, we should see an increase in volume as people have to have Saitama to be able to purchase the other tokens that are on the platform. So just let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's try to stay positive. I'm seeing that people are feeling a lot of emotion right now. It's fine if you post comments. You'll notice I don't delete people's comments if they're angry, if they're upset, if they're being personally demeaning to anybody in the community or in the comments to myself. I don't really do that kind of stuff. But if you have a dissenting opinion and you post it in there, I'm going to leave it there so people can do their own research. But I would ask, let's try as a community to lift each other up. I've said this before too, but I look at this as a tug of war. And we're all in the same project. We should all be pulling on the same side of the rope. And with 300,000 people pulling the same direction, it's going to take a lot of force to keep us from progressing forward. So let's try to come together as a community. Take a deep breath. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep your prayers going. Whatever is your system for bringing good vibes, good karma, good blessings to the world, please, let's pull on the rope together. Folks, let me show you my reflections and I will shut this one down for tonight. So in the last 24 hours, I have received 28,924,000 reflections. That brings my total since 11/21, so a little less than 2 months here, to 3 billion free Saitama tokens for being a holder. These come as part of the Reflections program. You can learn all about it on SaitamaToken.com under the Ecosystem tab. A tiny bit of scroll down. Right here is the passive income system and the fact that we're burning tokens. Folks, I hope you're all doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy. Let's all try to do our best to boost each other up and stay positive. Check back with me soon. We'll watch our Saitama stacks grow together.